These weren't just recalled, they were obliterated from existence. Cars so dangerous, so reckless, or so catastrophically flawed that they were ripped from showrooms, buried in corporate graveyards, and erased from history books. Some melted their own frames. Others launched lawsuits faster than rockets. A few literally caught fire trying to fit under their own hoods. These are the automotive nightmares that Detroit tried to forget, but we remember every twisted detail. Hit that subscribe button now, because what you're about to see will make you question everything you thought you knew about American muscle. Number 10, 1959, Pontiac Catalina. The soccer mom's secret weapon turned into her worst nightmare. Pontiac's engineers had a wild idea. What if we took our legendary tri-power 389 V8 3.2-barrel carburetor screaming in harmony and stuffed it into a family station wagon? The result was a grocery getter that could smoke Corvettes at red lights while hauling Little League equipment. With 320 horsepower under the hood, this suburban sleeper could hit 60 miles per hour in under 8 seconds, leaving muscle cars eating its dust. But physics doesn't care about your dreams. The wagon's 4,000-pound frame became a death trap on wheels. Drum brakes designed for gentle school runs couldn't stop this rocket ship. Brake fade became a deadly game of Russian roulette. The rear axle, overwhelmed by brutal torque, began snapping like twigs. Catastrophic failures left families stranded, or worse. Insurance companies panicked. Pontiac quietly pulled the plug, recalling every last wagon. Production estimates suggest fewer than 200 ever existed. Today, it's a ghost story whispered among enthusiasts. The family hauler that proved you can have too much of a good thing. Number 9, 1957 Nash Ambassador. Welcome to automotive purgatory, a transmission so confusing it drove customers insane. Nash's final desperate gambit before corporate extinction was this mechanical nightmare. The twin-stick transmission. Picture two gear shifters side by side, like some demented aircraft cockpit. One controlled high and low ranges, the other selected gears manually. The theory? Give drivers ultimate control without a clutch pedal. The reality? Absolute chaos. Drivers became trapped in a ritual of confusion, never knowing which lever to pull first. The system demanded perfect timing, superhuman coordination, and a PhD in mechanical engineering. Journalists couldn't figure it out. Dealers refused to demonstrate it. Terror gripped customers who fled showrooms. The delicate linkages bent under normal use, leaving cars stranded in mysterious neutral zones. Highway breakdowns became common as the transmission locked up mid-acceleration. One test driver famously called it the suicide gearbox. You never knew if you were in drive or about to coast into oncoming traffic. AMC executives, fresh from the Nash merger, took one look at this mechanical monster and pulled the plug immediately. Every prototype was recalled, converted, or scrapped. Today, it's automotive folklore, the transmission that proved you can over-engineer your way to disaster. Number 8, 1970 Ford Torino Talladega. A NASCAR missile disguised as a streetcar until it tried to kill its own drivers. Ford's answer to Dodge's winged warriors was this aerodynamic beast featuring a dramatically reshaped nose and the earth-shaking 429 Super Cobra Jet V8. With 375 factory-rated horsepower, realistically much more, the Talladega SCJ was built to dominate superspeedways at 200 miles per hour. This wasn't just a car, it was a barely tamed monster. The aerodynamic modifications worked perfectly at racetracks. But on public roads, this track-bred nightmare became a high-speed death trap. The long, low nose and race-tuned suspension created terrifying instability above 100 miles per hour. Drivers reported violent wobbles, unpredictable understeer, and steering that felt like wrestling an angry bull. Insurance companies immediately classified it as high risk, driving premiums into the stratosphere. Dealers couldn't sell them. Ford faced mounting liability concerns as handling complaints poured in. After building fewer than 70 units, Ford quietly ended production. The Talladega SCJ retreated to racetracks where it belonged. Today, it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of putting race technology on public streets. Number 7, 1965 Chrysler 300L Ram Charger package. A sledgehammer in a tuxedo, and just as subtle. Chrysler's 300L was the epitome of luxury cruising. Plush leather, chrome accents, and whisper-quiet refinement. Then some madman decided to stuff a 426 max wedge engine under its elegant hood. The Ram Charger package transformed this gentleman's Express into a drag strip destroyer, capable of 11-second quarter miles while wearing a three-piece suit. The brutal 426 max wedge, with its high-lift cam and dual 4-barrel carburetors, delivered apocalyptic torque that could snap necks and break traction simultaneously. For about 5 minutes, it was the ultimate sleeper, outgunning dedicated muscle cars while looking like a banker's ride. Then reality struck with the force of a wrecking ball. The 300L's luxury chassis couldn't handle this mechanical violence. Transmissions exploded, drive shafts snapped, rear differentials surrendered without a fight. The elegant suspension components, designed for smooth highway cruising, crumbled under the max wedge's savage power. 2 high-profile lawsuits involving mechanical failures sealed its fate. Chrysler quietly pulled the option after building fewer than 12 examples. Today, it's an urban legend, proof that you can't put a racehorse heart in a luxury bathtub. Number 6. 1962 Dodge Custom 880, the luxury sedan that nearly incinerated itself trying to be a muscle car. Dodge's Custom 880 was designed for comfortable cruising, not drag racing. But engineers couldn't resist installing the mighty 413 V8 with its distinctive cross-ram intake manifold, long sweeping runners that force-fed air deep into the combustion chambers. The result was a genteel sedan with the heart of a dragster, capable of violent acceleration that transformed highway merging into a G-force experience. The cross-ram's massive physical footprint created immediate problems. The intake manifold barely fit under the hood, requiring dangerous modifications that compromised structural integrity. The firewall was butchered, clearances were shaved to paper-thin tolerances, and the engine bay became a cramped, overheated nightmare. Thermal stress skyrocketed as components cooked in the confined space. The throttle response was psychotic. Instead of smooth power delivery, the engine delivered savage torque bursts that made civilized driving impossible. Then came the fire. During testing, excessive heat buildup ignited fuel vapors, sending flames shooting from the engine bay. Corporate executives immediately terminated the program, scrapping prototypes and converting test cars to conventional powertrains. Today, it's a cautionary tale about forcing race technology into luxury platforms. Number 5. 1971 Chevrolet Chevelle. Chevrolet's Black Ops Chevelle was law enforcement's nuclear option, a stealth patrol car powered by the legendary LS5, 454 big block, pumping out 360 horsepower and 500 lb-ft of earth-moving torque. Disguised as civilian traffic, these sleepers could outrun anything on the street while maintaining the element of surprise. Officers loved them until the bills arrived. The 454's massive power overwhelmed every component. Transmissions died early deaths. Differentials exploded under stress. Brake systems, despite upgrades, needed constant replacement from repeated high-speed stops. Police mechanics faced a nightmare cycle of repairs that drained budgets faster than the cars drained gas tanks. The real killer was safety. At pursuit speeds, the heavy Chevelle became unpredictable, especially in urban environments. 2 serious crashes involving total losses and officer injuries triggered departmental panic. Insurance premiums skyrocketed as liability concerns mounted. The combination of crushing maintenance costs, safety incidents, and political pressure doomed the program. By 1972, Black Ops units were phased out for conventional cruisers. Today, it's remembered as the ultimate pursuit vehicle that pursued its own cancellation. Number 4. 1964 Lincoln Continental. Lincoln's Continental Coupe represented refined American luxury until someone decided to install a 430 cubic inch V8 with dual 4-barrel carburetors. The dual quad setup transformed Lincoln's whisper-quiet flagship into a thunderous monster that could keep pace with lighter muscle cars while hauling passengers in air-conditioned comfort. The massive engine filled the Continental's spacious hood, its bulky intake system requiring significant re-engineering. Performance was undeniable. The thunderous rumble shattered Lincoln's usual library, quiet ambiance, and acceleration times dropped dramatically. But the cultural clash was immediate and devastating. The engine's aggressive roar felt completely wrong in Lincoln's formal cabin. Executives panicked as the car's noise levels destroyed the brand's cultivated image of serene sophistication. Traditional Lincoln buyers, wealthy conservative customers expecting whisper-quiet luxury, were horrified by the mechanical violence. Within weeks of internal testing, Lincoln executives made the quiet decision to scrap the project. Dual-quad engines were removed or detuned, and prototypes disappeared into corporate archives. Today, it's a forgotten footnote, proof that some marriages between power and prestige simply can't work. Number 3, 1955 Hudson Hornet. Hudson's Hornet was NASCAR's giant killer, a compact, nimble racer that dominated through superior handling and aerodynamics. As Detroit's muscle invasion threatened Hudson's supremacy, desperate engineers attempted the ultimate gamble, transplanting a massive Packard V8 into the Hornet's lightweight chassis. This wasn't just an engine swap, it was automotive alchemy. The Packard's powerhouse V8 provided the torque and horsepower Hudson needed, while the Hornet's aerodynamic frame promised to maintain its legendary agility. Engine mounts were redesigned, chassis reinforced, and suspension geometry altered to handle the new weight. The result was revolutionary, a car that accelerated harder out of turns and maintained higher straightaway speeds. Private testing revealed staggering performance gains, but NASCAR's homologation rules delivered the killing blow. Mixing Hudson and Packard components was strictly forbidden. These were competing brands under different corporate umbrellas, making the hybrid illegal by definition. NASCAR officials declared the Packard-powered Hornet banned before it ever reached a starting grid. Hudson, already struggling financially, scrapped the prototypes. Today, it's racing folklore, a game-changing contender robbed of its moment by the rulebook. Number 2, 1972 Dodge Demon. The compact car that launched hard and launched its warranty with it. Dodge's Demon was already a fierce competitor in the pony car wars, but engineers envisioned something revolutionary, cramming the legendary 446 pack, a massive V8 with 3 two-barrel carburetors, into the Demon's compact frame. The result would be a lightweight missile with the heart of a monster, combining nimble handling with devastating straight-line power. The 446 pack was a proven drag strip destroyer, capable of launching cars deep into the 11-second quarter-mile range. In the lighter Demon chassis, it promised to be absolutely devastating. But physics doesn't negotiate with dreams of grandeur. The massive engine's size and weight turned installation into an engineering nightmare. Frame modifications were extensive, engine bay clearances dangerously tight, and weight distribution heavily nose-biased. Test drives revealed the car's schizophrenic personality, spectacular acceleration, paired with terrifying handling. Insurance companies threatened premium hikes, while lawyers warned about liability nightmares. After brief testing, Dodge executives made the harsh decision to halt the project. All prototypes were recalled and dismantled to prevent leaks. Today, it's a whispered legend among enthusiasts. Too much power for its own good. Number 1, 1960 Plymouth Belvedere Golden. The beautiful mistake that proved you can be too fast for your own frame. Plymouth's Belvedere sat awkwardly in the lineup. Not quite luxury, not quite performance. But hidden in the options list was the Golden Commando 395, a misleadingly named 383 V8 with dual 4-barrel carburetors and a wild cam, producing 350-plus horsepower. Someone approved convertible versions, creating topless land missiles that could outrun factory hot rods while cruising with the wind in your hair. These breathtaking machines accelerated with shocking violence, their full-size proportions hiding dragster-level performance. Unfortunately, the convertible's chassis was the car's Achilles heel. Without a hardtop for rigidity, the flex-prone frame twisted under the Golden Commando's savage torque. Handling deteriorated rapidly at speed, turning the elegant cruiser into a wallowing waterbed. Insurance companies panicked as crash reports piled up. Young owners, lured by speed and styling, found themselves piloting something that accelerated like a rocket but handled like a boat. Under pressure from lawsuits and insurers, Plymouth yanked the option mid-year. Fewer than a dozen were built, most wrecked or quietly disposed of. Today, it's remembered as the car that had a racehorse heart and a bathtub body, too fast for its own frame. These automotive nightmares prove that sometimes the most dangerous enemy of a great car is the ambition to make it greater. Subscribe now and share your thoughts. Which of these banned beauties would you have dared to drive?